So good afternoon friends. We have been discussing about the management system standards. In my previous session, I was talking about the information security management system. That is ISMS as per the international standard ISO 27001. The standard has been recently revised to ISO 27001 from 2013 to 2022. Like I said, not many changes are there with respect to the total content, but some additional controls have been done. Although the number earlier was more than 130, now it is 94, but the more controls are incorporated in this 93. Now let me briefly talk about the implementation, how you wanted to implement, how you wanted to go about for the certification process. ISMS, like any other management systems, has certain clauses on there. To implement this, what all you need is, first you should understand the content of the system. This is a system where your total information is supposed to be protected from various threats. That is a fundamental thing you should understand. And to ensure that protection, there are certain managerial issues, management issues you need to work about it. To involve all your employees and have a top management commitment and a proper interaction with the concerned sections or concerned departments. Here in management system with ISMS, we have about 10 clauses are there, and the first 3 clauses normally they talk about the scope. Here the scope means how exactly this ISMS is applicable to you, be it is a small industrial organization or a big industry organization. What exactly your intent of protection, that is what you have to specify in your scope. How far this ISMS is applicable to you. Then you need to refer to various references, that is under references. Then you have to define various terms and definitions for your ISMS. Like in information sector, be it a purely information related like a computer related or IT, or be it any other organizations like a banking or even defense. So you have to define certain terms which you are using in your organization for implementation purpose. Once you are familiar with these 3, the foremost important is that you should understand the requirements of your organization, which we are discussing in the context of organization. That is under the clause 4 of the standard. It talks about what is the context of your organization. In the context, first you should understand what is exactly the work your organization is doing, who are the interested parties. You have to identify the interested parties. You have to identify the issues related to your information security, be it is internal or external. You may have external issues like how your information is leaked out, or how you have to protect, how misuse of information from external sources. These are all interested issues in your ISMS. Similarly, internal also will be there. Internal means how you communicate to your people, how your people will understand the content or a context of your organization. That is what exactly you have to determine, what are the internal and what are the external issues. You have to list out 1, 2, 3, 4 and you have to do it. That is the first step you will be taking it. And in any management system, like I told in the previous session, documentation is important. So you have to document so that this document not only give you the kind of a transparency and easy to understand, it will also help you to guide you and your various employees in your organization. Once you identify what are the issues, both internal and external, the next point which you will be doing is identify the needs and expectations of interested parties, for which first you have to identify who are the interested parties. Obviously, the 2 most important interested parties is your customers and your own internal customers, that is your employees. In addition to that, you have interested parties as statutory bodies where you need to communicate externally, and you also have Another interested parties in terms of your suppliers who supplies your software, your hardware and all those things, because unless they do the correct job, you will not be able to successfully implement the standard. So the main important interested parties are your suppliers, customers and your employees and statutory bodies. In addition to that, you may have other type of contractors, other type of any associates, subcontractors, all those things will be there. So here you need to identify the each interested parties and understand what are their needs and expectations from your organization with respect to implementation of the information security management system. That is another thing. And once you identify the internal issues, external issues, interested parties, their needs, their expectations, then you have to determine what is the area of security with respect to your information is required. You have to very clearly delineate or sketch what are the areas of the information you wanted to protect so that it will help you and your information will not be leaked out. That is the most important thing. And based on these three parameters, you should formulate a standard system that is called the information security management system. That is a platform you will be doing it. Once you do that one, automatically you have to do other issues related to this one. So this is the first and foremost important thing, that once you start your ISMS with a documentation, you have to do it. Then we will be going about other things, like when you have the organization interested in ISMS, what is required is the commitment from your top management. Here let me tell you one thing. Most of the organization, they wanted to go for the management system, be it the 9,000, 27,000, 14,000 or whatever. But here the issue with respect to the commitment of the management will be varying. Sometimes the management just, they wanted to have the system for some commercial, some order, some tender purpose. Some top managements, they were very keen in implementing whether you get a order or not. They wanted to establish their own practices which will help them. So that is the level of the top management commitment you need to have. In another important classification of these clauses or elements in the 27001, the leadership is important. In the leadership means your top management. Always think the leadership means the person who is taking the responsibilities for all the actions and inactions of your team member. It is not that you take a credit